We are live!
Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap and Signature Transportation Group. How is my Cousin Donnie doing today, buddy?
Jimmy, good to see you, man. I'm doing great. I'm ready for tonight. I'm super pumped about it, actually. Got a great guest in store for you guys. I got a quick story that I want to tell you, Jim. Was driving the car down Archer Avenue. I'm driving 40, 45 miles an hour, and who do I see in the street as I drive by? Literally, right in the street, right next to my car. It's our guy Staples.
Wait a minute.
And
you mean this guy?
Yeah, that guy indeed. And I was like, there's no way I just saw Staples. It was like seeing a ghost. And it was legitimate. I was on the phone with Eric Mandarino from Moneyline, and I was like, I think I just saw Staples. He goes, you got to stop that car right now and turn around and get a video for the show. Slammed on the brakes, whipped around the block, and he vanished, Jim. I never seen him again. He was in the middle of Archer Avenue. I turned around the block like a minute, and I never seen him again.
You know, Dave, dude, he's sneaky quick, you know. He is a visionary. I mean, he's just incredibly fast at what he does. And in this picture here, I mean,
look at Marky Robinson.
Look at Marky Robinson, huh?
How old is Marky in that picture? 15?
It's definitely not what he looks like now. So, but Marky, he's definitely. If I had to guess, he's probably around 21 in this picture. 22.
Yeah.
Right. So,
right.
I also had another picture sent in from Staples. Staples out celebrating the Hawks game, VIP style. I mean, he's such a big celebrity now that he's VIP at a Hawks game. So
he's got pearly white teeth though in that picture, Jim.
Yeah, yes, he does. People just taking him all over now. I mean, he's just become an absolute celebrity.
He's an icon. He's an icon now.
Complete icon. I mean, it is so funny that we see Staples all over town, and now people, Donnie, on a weekly basis, are trying to look for the best Staples picture to send it to our show.
Yeah, I agree. It was so funny because I literally jammed on the brakes, like halted to turn around the block because I was like, this can't be real. This can't be Staples in my area. And just standing right in the middle of the street, I was like, what is this guy doing? And then I turn around and he's gone. It was unbelievable. I don't know where the hell he was going.
The best part about it is he's in the middle of Archer Avenue. Like Archer Avenue.
Busy ass street.
It's four lanes. It's 2 lanes each way at 45 miles an hour.
There's Staples.
So I want to say really quick, you know, we always want to give love to the softball community. Let me get Staples' ugly mug off the screen here. Want to give some love to our guy Bruce.
Yes.
Sold his first car today.
Saw that. He cut his tie today. Cut his tie.
So first car, which is fantastic, right? So he's at the Golf Mill at 9401 Milwaukee Avenue in Niles.
Yep.
So Bruce obviously is, a big supporter, a big player in 16 in softball. So we definitely want to help him the most we can. I know he definitely takes care of us. And it's just really cool to throw out a shot to him. And yep. Another reason why He just joined the stream, so
there he is.
welcome.
Congrats on the first. He said I think it was his first sale in like 6 years, I believe. He used to, if I'm not mistaken, he used to work in the car business.
Oh,
Right,
really?
Bruce used to be involved in the car business a little bit, and then got out of it, and then now he's back around. We love seeing him around, so
Right.
I love seeing the Facebook post about the success, and I know he's going to be great at that. So, Bruce Lee, our guy, happy for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very good accomplishment for him, and he's back in the business. And I know we had Mr. Mickey Balestri join, so welcome, Mick. Ian's on, welcome. Bobby Ronald, Mr. Perfect Game himself, Bobby Ronald.
Our guy
Welcome to the
Alejandro is here.
Yeah, Pops Alejandro, Chris Bohanka joined.
That's his uncle, I believe.
Our boy David Butterfield. So Ian Host, welcome. And when we have some other, our boy Chooch, which I'll have the pleasure of seeing this Friday night. So, for many you know that there's that one pitch tournament this Friday night at Papa Magoo's out in Shorewood. So
is that over now?
Was posted. I know Chris Harris is actually running that tournament, as I call him, Chris Harrison.
Yeah.
He is running that tournament Friday night. So it starts at about 9:30, I believe, and that's going to run all the way through the night. So should be a nice, fun night at Pop Magoo's on Friday.
Chris Harrison and Jeff Beethoven will be in attendance for that one.
Is Beethoven showing up?
No. I just like saying that. I think it's funny.
Beethoven?
That's my guy.
Beethoven has been a part of softball for a long time. So
he's definitely going to be on the show. We'll have him on.
You need to write him down as a guest.
He would love to come on.
Yeah.
He's probably watching right now.
I didn't see him hop on, but if he is, hello, Mr. Beethoven. So let's really quick, before we get to our guests.
Yeah.
What are some of the updates? I know we got the tournament Friday. What are some things going on in the softball world to catch up to speed?
Yeah, tournament Friday at the GoPro Dome. We've got some softball being played. Steve-O and the Barachos getting guys out there and playing at I think it's called the International Sports Dome. So they're playing there during the week, just getting A-ball players, B-ball players, some swings on their teams. And then you've got a potential second round of the Dome in Rosemont coming up pretty soon, which will be great for some new teams to get in this year, in the new year, I should say. But, that'll take us right kind of into the outdoor season, as it will end most likely in the end of April. So only for certain teams. A lot of the teams that played in the first run will probably be in the second run. I know in some new teams.
Right. So, some other things with softball, we got the Iowa Hall of Fame coming up on the 22nd that you and I are attending. Hopefully you order the red carpet for us. The Iowa boys are going to you're going to get to see too firsthand how we do the red carpet interviews, because you obviously didn't show up for the first time, Donnie. So I had to throw that out there. But your boy Will did a fantastic job, your substitute. So
we could always rely on Will.
Yeah. Will's a fantastic individual.
Yeah, he is. I love Will. I haven't seen him in a while.
Really quick, before we bring our guest on, who is our guest tonight?
Oh, man.
I can explain it to the fans that follow.
I got you. This is one hell of an individual, okay? So I had the privilege of meeting Wild Bill Pearson. Was playing some 12-inch actually out in Rosemont one day. And it's this big-ass dude, and he's hitting bomb home runs. And I'm like, all right, who is this guy? I gotta meet this person, right? So we start talking about softball and stuff, and I found out that he played some college baseball, and found out that he had a little stint with the Savannah Bananas. And I was like, this guy is dope. This is my human being right here. And then I was like, hey, Bill, we run a softball show. You'd be a great personality for it. He was like, yeah, I'm down 100%. So he was all in for it right away, which is great. So he is a 12-inch player now, kind of plays at the CMB level from what I understand. We'll ask him about that. But he has the 130-mile-hour exit velo, which is, I believe, the world record for 12-inch softball.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, he is.
I did not know that.
It'll be fun to talk to him about that. So hope you guys are excited. He's got some great stories, and his baseball story is cool. So I've got some questions lined up for Billy, and I know he's going to knock them down. So whenever you're ready, Jim, I think we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, maybe we should let him wait a while. What do you think in the room?
After that introduction, you're gonna let him sit there.
Now let's get out. Let's get up to him. Let's see what he's doing. Hopefully he's not bench pressing or doing something crazy. What's up, my man?
There he
How are you?
is.
Welcome to the
What's going on,
Unforgiving
fellas?
Doctor
Thanks
Show.
for having me on.
Yeah,
Billy, how was the intro, man? What do you think?
A+.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Before we get started, and Donnie gets rolling with his questions.
Yeah.
Who do we got in the Super Bowl?
Oh, good question.
My team's already out. I'm a big Ravens fan. Caught the tough L right there. I'm going to go Eagles just because I don't want to see the Chiefs win it again.
Okay.
It's hard to bet
Donnie?
against Pat Mahomes, man.
Yeah, what do you fellas think?
Their team doesn't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over all that much, and the Eagles kind of prey on that. What's going on with the camera, Jim? You all right? It's falling down.
Yeah, I'm a little adjusting in the camera here.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs. I like to see a three-peat as much as I don't want the same team to win, but it would be cool to see a three-peat in a lifetime. So I'm going to go Chiefs, and hopefully it's a close game.
Yeah, I think if I have to handicap this one, I think you almost got to bet the Chiefs just because obviously they're going for the three-peat, but it seems like they win every close game.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've talked to are taking the Eagles, so it makes me want to lean the other way. I was kind of on the Chiefs anyway, so overall, I think it's pretty much a pick 'em. It's like what, -1.5?
Yeah, I was going to look up the spread.
Yeah, it's -1.5.
Over.
But I'm going to throw out I'm going to say Noah Gray is going to score a touchdown in this game.
Okay.
And it might be the first touchdown of the game. So
wow.
Just a little
bold prediction right there.
Prediction. So
you got the backup tight end scoring a touchdown. A lot of focus on Travis Kelce. He typically plays very well in the Super Bowl. He averages like 75 yards and a touchdown in his
Right.
two that he won. The spread right now is a 1.5 for the Chiefs, and the over/under set at 49. So
okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good game. Hopefully it just is close. That's all we can hope for, right?
Yeah, the other thing people are saying, bet the under in the ball game.
Okay.
Super Bowls usually start slow, so they'll be chasing points come the fourth quarter. I don't know. It's tough to bet unders in Super Bowls sometimes for me because you almost want to root for an exciting matchup, right?
Right.
So, but why don't we get into questions for our guy Billy here, Bill? So
yeah, you got it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Bill. Give us a little rundown on who you are, what you do, what you're about. How do you know anyone in softball and how you got involved?
Yeah, so like you guys were saying earlier, played a little college baseball, and in college I was actually a pitcher only. But ironically, I was that one pitcher who thought he could hit and just never got his shot. So after I graduated, I played in the summer league. Turns out I was right. I could hit a little bit, so I went to a couple baseball tryouts, got on with some independent professional teams. Then after that, the 2 years with the Bananas, right when Banana Ball first started up. I'm sure we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But after the Bananas, got into slow pitch, just playing once a night, league nights. And then from there, fast forward 2 years, I play literally Sunday to Sunday, 7 days a week. I love it. And then right now playing on a couple tournament teams. I'm excited for this 2025 season. I just got on with the AA conference team West Point, which is pretty much the big 12-inch softball. So it's going to be a fun 2025 season.
Damn. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that you've – how does that recruitment go about, kind of starting from where you were to where you're at now for 12?
It's tough being a guy from a northern state. I think there's 2 or 3 other guys in the state that are on conference teams. It's tough just to get a spot and get eyes on you. I got lucky. I went out to Vegas and played with a very big name in the 12-inch game, Flip Washington. And he took me under his wing. He got me on. He's with West Point this year too. So he got me on with them, and he's been a great mentor to me, just taking me under his wing and getting me on West Point, giving me my shot here for this coming season.
So when you get on a 12-inch team, is there like a contract or is there something that you have to sign? What commits you to being a part of a AA, a AAA, or a major team?
Yeah, so there's nothing you need to sign. At the AA level, everything's paid for, so the flights can be paid for because we never play local. It's always out of state. So flights are paid for, hotels paid for, meal money. The better guys are getting an envelope full of cash after the weekend, and then the best guys are getting salaries that are pretty large. So that's my goal in a couple of years, to be one of those guys at the top level. But oh yeah, other stuff's included. You get the jerseys. I think this year we got 5 or 6 different jerseys, 5 or 6 different pairs of pants. All that's included. So
that's awesome.
Well, if you keep hitting 12-inch balls like I hit 16-inch balls, you'll be all right.
Knew that. It's coming, Bill. Don't worry. There's going to be more of that.
I'm ready.
Proclamation from
I can launch those 16-inch balls too.
We know that. I want to talk, before we get into that, let's talk about that college baseball thing you mentioned. I know you went to a couple schools in a couple of years and just kind of pitched. What's that story like?
So it was more than just a couple. It was 5 schools in 6 years.
Jesus.
But I took the scenic route. I wasn't just a super senior, I was a special senior. I loved it, man. I got to meet a bunch of people. The experience of doing all that, it was worth it. I'd do it all over again. I did graduate, got my business degree. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, as a pitcher only, I always wanted to play professional baseball. Quickly found out throwing 85 to 88 flat with no control wasn't going to get me there. So that's why I started tried hitting after I got done with college, and it all worked out after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got one question for you. Talk about hitting. You're from Chicago, so you've played 16-inch softball quite a bit. I know I've played against it. We've all seen each other. You played on shooters, so on. Is there truly a difference hitting a 16-inch compared to a 12-inch in regards to the swing? I know the ball's different, but in regards to the swing.
Yes, and what that difference is, at least from what I've noticed, using a traditional baseball swing with a 16-inch ball does not work well at all. You definitely have to have that downward cut swing to get good backspin. Otherwise, that 16-inch ball will float up and it'll get caught almost every time. Whereas a 12, that traditional baseball swing still does work, but 16-inch, no. Even in 14-inch, you still got to have that downward cut to be able to hit the ball successfully.
Yeah. Would you say 16-inch is a little harder than to hit, obviously, than a 12-inch, right? Obviously, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, if you're on a 300-foot field, trying to hit that 16-inch ball over that 300-footer is a little tougher than the 12. I'll say that.
Unless you ask the guy from Resmondo.
That was
Matusik. I've only done it a couple times.
It's not easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was so those 2 homers were like the first we'd ever seen there. Nobody's doing that in this 16-inch game in that field. I mean, for him to be able to do that was a super special moment, not only for him probably because that was a huge home run in that game. He hits home runs all the time. But for us to see someone hit a homer, it was next level stuff. I mean, and I believe he hit 2 in the weekend, which were the only 2 hit all weekend. So
really quick, Donnie, before you get to your next question, I have to make an announcement. This is a special announcement here. Our boy, the Villain, just joined the feed. Welcome, the Villain.
The Villain.
From my understanding, he just committed to a new team, right? So drop in the line, the Villain. Let us know where you're on the move to. Make it official, my man.
The Villain.
Go ahead.
That's great. Well, so, talking about the comparisons and all that, but we'll talk about that 130 mile an hour exit velo. Is that still the record? Did you still got that?
Yeah. Couple guys, like the top guys in the game, they'll hang between 22 and 25, 122, 125 miles per hour. 130 is still the record. And this offseason, I actually wanted to go to 135 or 140, but I got a little distracted and carried away by different things. So didn't get a chance to do that, but 2026 offseason is coming.
Yeah, you're already looking forward to that offseason, which is funny. Do you think you would hit it faster if it was pitched, or is it faster off a tee?
For me personally, off a tee, because I can wind up more.
Okay.
A lot of people will say on a pitch, but it's a little different when it comes to that. But I do want to rewind a little bit, talking about 16-inch home runs, because I think you fellas will get a kick out of this story. My first time playing with shooters, I believe it was Oak Lawn we were playing at, not sure. Either way. In 12-inch, obviously, when you hit a home run, it's called hit and sit. You hit the home run, you go sit down. You don't run the bases.
Right.
In 16-inch, I knew I got a hold of it. I knew it. I knew it was a bomb over the fence. I pimped it, start walking off the field. Then the ump starts saying, you need to run the bases. After a good minute of confusion, there was a runner on first who started jogging in, thinking it was just a hit and sit situation. As I started running the first, I passed that runner. I get called out, no home run.
Yeah.
That was my introduction to 16-inch.
Ah.
And you're probably like, this game sucks.
It's funny you say that. That actually almost happened. It kind of did happen in the Nationals this year in the championship game. One of them passed the runner, and umps kind of didn't see it, and didn't make the call. I don't know if he did or not, but it was close, and I know a lot of people at the field were talking about it. So, it sounds crazy, but it has happened, and Donnie and I were both there to see it happen. So
yeah, I think it was Bazat. I think Bazat was on third for Resmondo, and Kyle Pearson was on second. And I think they legitimately were right next to each other, almost past him. But then you see Coach Russ walk out and argue with the umpire, and then the video cuts off, which is hilarious. So I think they argued for a little bit.
Since we're on the topic of hitting long home runs, I don't know if this video is old or not, but it came through my feed this morning. Me and Richie were watching a home run hit by Kyle. I think it was Kyle Pearson, right center in the Disney World tournament, and he put it over the second wall, which is the high wall. I mean, we were probably saying it's probably 475 feet for that home run. I mean, at least. So. And obviously he's a righty, so opposite field, kind of like it was more to right center than left center. Absolute bomb. Is that something you could do?
So I got two branches of the stories I'm about to tell you. So for 12-inch, there was a day this past fall where the wind was crazy. I'd say it was at least 30 miles per hour, blowing out the left field at my McCaslin and Carroll Stream right down the street from me. Mm-hmm. I went out there, got the tee set up, and I was measuring the balls. I was hitting about 570 to 580 in the air, not rolling. Without wind, I can get it off the tee, upper 400s, 500 every now and then.
Yeah.
For baseball, however, in 2023, I went for the Guinness Book of World Records farthest hit baseball ever, actually. Got out, it was a whole thing, had a bunch of friends and family out. The wind was blowing hard all day. When it got time to hit, the wind stopped. The record set by Babe Ruth is 574. I hit 570.
No way.
I was 4 feet short. I had land surveyors out there measuring to get the exact distance of the ball and everything. 4 feet short.
Wow.
575. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Donnie.
With a wooden bat?
We used to hit him like that, Donnie, right?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Donnie still hits a 12-inch like that when he plays in Rosemont.
That's right. Thank you, Bill. Here comes Jimmy's going to insult me.
Yeah. He can swing it. I've seen Donnie. Donnie can swing it.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. Look, he just takes a drink from the water, doesn't make a comment. I was waiting for something. Billy, let's move forward in the time. Oh, here we go. Here it comes.
You need to get your eyes checked, my man.
Okay, there it is. There it is. We knew it. Let's move forward in the timeline. So after a little college ball, I know you played some professional baseball, Frontier League stuff, if I'm not mistaken. And then was that Bananas after that? Was it directly after? What's kind of the timeline there?
Yeah, so I went I think it was 2020, actually. I went out to Bakersfield, California. I played in the Pecos League Winter League, which is like the absolute bottom of professional baseball.
Yeah.
The grind out there. So I met a guy.
I'm glad you said it.
It was something. We had guys living in the clubhouse and everything. But after that, met a couple guys in that Pecos Winter League. They were able to get me on with the New Jersey Jackals in the Frontier. That was an awesome experience. What made that special for me was instead of extra innings in that league, we did home run derbies to decide.
Really?
They were tied after 9 innings, and luckily enough, I was 2 for 2. In those, I won every one. My team when we had a tie ball game. So those are the memories I remember from doing all that. It was a lot of fun. Except living in a hotel room with 4 different fellas for 3 months, it gets a little smelly in there.
Yeah.
No, and then after that, the Savannah Bananas called. The way that connection was made, I played in the summer league against the Bananas a couple years back, so they got my name when they were starting banana ball. They had tryouts. They called me, went down, had a good tryout, made the team, and it just went from there.
So, since we're on the topic of the Bananas, obviously, for people that have kids like myself, Donnie wouldn't know this, but for myself, the Bananas are very popular with kids under the age of what, 13, 14?
I'd say every age, but
Yeah.
So, give us the background on the Bananas. Like, how did the Bananas start? Do you know anything about? Okay.
Yeah, so they started as a college baseball summer league team.
Okay.
The owner, Jesse Cole, I think, literally sold his house to be able to buy the team and is living in the stadium. And now he's made it into this, which is crazy. But he wanted to make it a fans first experience and make it special to the fans. So he literally figured out every different way he could do that. When they were still a college baseball team, they'd still do a little bit of the dancing and entertainment like that, but nowhere near what Banana Ball is. Once they got out of that college league, they started Banana Ball, which is right when I joined them. That's when antics started, like the dancing, the music in between every single pitch, all the fun rules. I remember my first game, the Party Animals, who we play against. They were coming through the center field wall as their entry, and they literally had an attack dog on them. They let the dog go, and it's charging at the Bananas dugout. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, the stuff they do is
Wild.
It's wild.
So,
cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know my family, we're trying to get tickets, right? So it's hard to, I mean, it's like the auction and the way they do it is insane and how popular it is for the kids. Well, is it safe to say it's kind of like Harlem Globetrotters of basketball?
That's what I describe it to people when they've never heard of the Bananas. It's the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball, but both teams are playing to win. It's not where it's just the Globetrotters go beat the crap out of the other team. Both teams play to win, and I think this past year the Party Animals actually had a better record than the Bananas did. So
really,
yeah.
And so they play each other every night, correct? You play the same guys every night, pretty much.
Yes, there are different teams that are starting to flare up. I think the Firefighters are one. The Tailbackers, something like that. They're trying to branch out so they can have multiple games in different cities on a same night. So,
and that's just strictly entertainment, dancing. Every inning there's something new. Every inning, guys like this take their shirt off and dance and do stuff like that, right?
That's exactly it. And the funniest thing is I can't dance to save my life. I'm really bad at it. So what I would do is I'd take my.
So what you would do then, Bill, right? Oh, don't tell me that. See, it's not going to come up. We'll go back to this one. So what you would do then would is actually just pose. And the picture I wanted to pull up is not coming up, but that's okay. We tend to have issues with this thing sometimes, so we do apologize.
No worries. I'd get on the dugouts. I'd take my shirt off. I'd flex. That was more my role instead of getting embarrassed by dancing on the field. Although it gave fans good laughs how bad I was at it. So that's the whole purpose.
Well, I mean, at least you had a spot in the show. That's what I look at it, right? And it was probably a lot of fun. You probably got to meet a lot of cool people.
Absolutely. Jake Peavy was probably one of the bigger names I got to meet. He was an awesome dude. Yeah, we all went out with him afterwards. Just a top class kind of guy. It was some of the names we met. It was fun. The whole experience was great.
Cool. Well, after that, moving to 12-inch now, and then being able to play a little 16-inch. I know, we talk a lot about 16-inch on this show, Bill. It's predominantly that, but we've had some success with other 12-inch guys. And you mentioned you're playing Double-A this year. What's the goal for this year for you, 12-inch wise? I know you've got some great goals for yourself. What are you thinking for this year?
Yeah. So my goals this year, first and foremost, I got my opportunity now at the professional level. I want to get my name established as one of the guys.
Okay.
I got there now. Now ball out and show everybody who I am and what I can do. That's the first goal. Second goal, just to continue to have fun and love the game. Play every single day if I can. And I also got recently signed by a bat company called Monster Athletics. I want to represent their company. That's the hat I'm wearing.
Beautiful.
Keep using their products. They send me great bats to use, which hopefully I can break that 130 with. That's going to be another goal, but that'll be on the back side of the year.
Well, I know that you signed a bat contract, but we have a guy that we actually talked to in the 16-inch world, Cut Shot. So maybe we can get Cut Shot to make you a 12-inch bat, and you can represent us, huh? So that being said, Donnie, really quick before we get to our next question, I want to get to the fans. We've had a ton of people just jump on. Matt Mackey, by the way, I'd like to see you and Matt Mackey in a home run derby contest. That'd be really fun. Dan Gallagher, welcome. Rico Rogers, welcome. Our boy Chooch, I'll see you once again. He's jumping on and off. Chooch must be having issues. Nick Casano, welcome. Charles C., welcome. Our Danielle Burns, welcome. Tyler So, Bobby Ronald again, back on the feed. Our boy CJ, here, Johnny Ryan. Johnny Ryan's a name that we'll probably bring up on the show at some point. Yeah. Jesse, Marcus, Jim, Roberto, Steve, Don, Steve again, Barrows, Golden Charles, our boy Richie Battistoni, our boy Steve Batnage, welcome. I mentioned the villain, Ryan Anderson, our boy Opie, Randy Nelson, Moji. So we got a ton of people jumping on. Just want to say thank you guys, obviously, for joining the stream. Thank you for watching the show, the Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap and Signature Transportation Group. So, Donnie, get on to your next question here from my man.
Yeah, I was going to talk about, I just recently played with Team Illinois, correct? If I'm not mistaken, traveled up to Florida. This is the most recent tournament that you played in. How did the team do? I know you represented Team Illinois, and what are the kind of the qualifications for that?
Yeah, so for the men's C division, we went down to represent Team Illinois. It's tough when we go down there. The reason it's tough, we play against warm weather states where guys play year round. Coming from a northern state, we don't get that chance to play year round. Doesn't really always go the way we want it to. We finished up 2-4 down there this past weekend, but we were all right. Saw a lot of good things out of most of the dudes. It's tough. The defense takes a little bit, a couple days to get used to. Florida just overall, it's a little. So the wind's always blowing in. It's hard to hit home runs. So
what level is that played at? So
this past weekend, there's 3 different levels being played. The major, B, and C. We went down as the Illinois C team.
C team, okay. And the C division is still very highly competitive, correct?
Absolutely. C in 12 inches, the highest level in Illinois. We don't have B or A.
Okay. Wow, I did not know that. Did you not?
No.
Wow.
I know we have some major players and some like AA players, so they just drop down and play at the C level. That's kind of allowed, or is there a certain number of players you can have?
Yeah, so especially for me specifically, this will be my last year really playing in Illinois for tournaments after 2025. After that, there's no B teams or A teams to go play on.
Really?
Yeah. So that's you either got to travel, get on a conference team where they take care of your flights and go travel, or you just play league night. There's no more tournaments really.
Huh. So the Joliet League on Friday nights is what, a C league then?
I'd say more rec. Definitely more rec.
Are you allowed to play in that league, Bill?
Yes, I am. I am. There is one league. I might have to use a wood bat this year to play, but I'm hoping that's not the case.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think we should do? I think you and I should go out to Joliet and we could film a home run derby, me versus you.
That'd be sick.
Let's do it. I'll let you hit from second base. I'll hit from all the way to the backstop.
I could cut the ball over the fence, right?
You can do anything you want.
All right. I get to hit from second base, Don. You heard that.
Hey, he made the commitment. That's on him.
Hey, I'm sure I can hit it 200 feet.
Yeah.
Are we talking 16-inch or 12-inch?
12-inch.
Oh, shit. We're both hitting from home plate then.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Jimmy, what a question you got next for Bill?
Obviously we talked about the bananas and kind of what you did with the bananas. Obviously that's where some of my questions were tailored. I know we're kind of going through the timeline, but I just want to take one step back. When you play on the bananas, how many games a year do you play, and kind of like explain how you travel around the country? Because I don't think a lot of people understand that, and that really is going to help you probably transition to the 12-inch game to some form. I mean, it's not easy traveling around the country to play softball.
Agreed. So with that, when we were first getting started, we had a series at the Grayson Stadium, which is in Savannah, the Bananas home stadium, and
Right.
we called it a one city world tour. We went to Mobile, Alabama, and played literally one game in Mobile. That was the first year. That's it. That's all we did. Second
Really?
year, we went a couple more cities. And then every year after that, they just kept adding more and more and more. And now I think it's almost every weekend. But the venues went from smaller minor league parks, and now they're selling out big league stadiums in less than, 30 seconds, 60 seconds? It's
Yeah.
great.
So the reason why I ask is because as they grow and get bigger, right, I think the players are, I mean, obviously they're getting paid, but you're playing more weekends, more games. So, I mean, at some point, maybe some of these guys are probably not going to want to try. I mean, families, kids. I mean, that's what I was told. A lot of those guys who had families and kids. Obviously, there's always new talent coming in. I'm just curious, what is their, I guess, end goal with that? Like, what are they looking to start a league? I mean, what are they?
So the players' end goal or the Bananas' end goal?
Just the bananas in general.
Yeah, so I think their end goal is to have 8 different teams, and I think they're adding 2 or 3 per season per year, and then have 8 different teams, and you have 4 different games going on each day on a weekend throughout the country.
Okay.
That's the end goal, which is, if you're selling out stadiums still at that, that's insane.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm looking at the schedule right now, Jim. I mean, they're legitimately all over the map now. Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, Reno, Nevada. Then they come into Chicago for, I think they're playing where the White Sox play on August 15th, 16th.
Yeah, we're trying to get tickets for that for the kids, and
we're on the waiting list as well. Billy, this is why you're on the show. This is essentially to supply tickets for us. So.
Yeah, Bill, you got to get tickets for us, my man.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do for you boys.
I'll support your back company with that hat all year long. All right.
I love it. Okay. I'll hook you boys up.
Huh? You'll get a ton of hits, my man. We'll get a lot of bats sold for you.
Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, I'll hook the boys up. We'll make it happen.
Actually, you know what I was going to ask you is that I just booked a wrestling event in the Dome. And I was wondering, Bill, since your nickname is Wild Bill, would you want to come and perform and be like a ring manager for one of the wrestlers and maybe get in there?
Yeah, as a ring manager, I could take my shirt off and hold up like a round 1, round 2 kind of sign. I thought you were going to ask me to wrestle.
No,
you and me.
You
and me.
I'd hit you with a flying elbow. You wouldn't want that.
That would be an interesting wrestling match, Jim, if you were to wrestle Wild Bill.
Hey, April 26th, the day of Matty Dozen's tournament. His tournament will be in the morning. And at night, Donnie, we'll be at Papa Magoo's watching wrestling live in the Dome. All right? I might even film it on the show, Donnie. What do you think?
Fine. Let it go live. Let it go live. I'm totally cool with that. You should do it.
I'll wear a cute little outfit. I'll be the
Yes, tickets went on sale today. So we do have a $100 VIP ringside seat where all your drinks are included. So that'll be phenomenal. A lot of people will be out there. So, and these guys that are coming out, or a lot of these guys get signed by AEW, by WWE, by TNA. So it's not I don't want to say it's the minor of what they're doing, but these are the guys that get signed by these big corporations, the next up and coming guys in wrestling. So we're excited. I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for us. And we look to do this moving forward in the Dome, just, to help professional wrestling. So the more we can bring more eyeballs around what we do, the better, right? And so the first thing I mentioned is we got to have an Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie ring sponsor.
That would
So,
actually
and sure enough, Donnie, it's going to happen.
it's like the UFC has like OnlyFans. It's gonna be Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie right there. That's a hell of a sponsor.
Yes, it is.
How did you organize that? Did someone reach out to you and say, "Hey, we want to wrestle at your place," or you reached out?
No, I reached out and made it happen, Donnie. That's what we do, buddy. All right.
That's a good point. You typically do make it happen. Good for you.
So,
We got some more comments. Andrew McCann says, "So while I see you boys at Rosemont, probably see Wild Bill there tomorrow." Bruce Lee made a great comment. He said, "If the Eagles don't win by 10, I'll give you $200 off your next car, whoever comes and buys one." So Bruce Lee plugging the car dealership for the Super Bowl. I'd love to see that. He's hustling. I'm pumped and pulling for Bruce Lee. Wes Vapes is in the chat. Says, "My guy Billy." That's another one of our 16-inch, 12-inch guys. If you know Wes, Bill at all. But yeah, just kind of moving down the timeline. And then you started playing a little 16-inch. I know you played at Papa Hops, which is one of our biggest events of the year. Maybe talk about that tournament a little bit and being out there playing 16 at that kind of level.
Yeah, so I was on a team with Johnny Ryan. We didn't have the best. We went on a little bit of a run. Didn't have the result we wanted. Obviously, we went out there trying to win the thing, but what a cool experience. That was my first time doing that. And just the amount of people there, like, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Even the highest level of 12-inch, you probably don't even get a tenth of the fans that were just people watching for Papa Hops. That was a cool experience. I'm 100% doing that again next year. Just the atmosphere there. I don't think there's anything else like it in the softball world anywhere.
No, yeah, no, it's a really awesome tournament what they've done with it. I remember when it started to what it is now. I mean, it's it's a one night thing. Probably if I had to guess, probably 2, 3, 4,000 people out there somewhere in there. And every year I feel like they do something different. Last year they had the kind of like the video board, the scoreboard going out in right field. And I feel like every year it's something new. So I'm excited for this year to find out what they will have. And I know that every year we have them on the show. So Donnie and I, we bring the organization on, and I think it's it's just awesome to hear what's going on in the community and then kind of what their ideas are leading up to the tournament. So they're definitely on our list, and we'll definitely have them on this year for sure. So
cool. It's such a cool special event in our 16-inch game, and I know the 12-inch has their key events where people are flooding to watch. I know the Smokies is a big one, and obviously in Disney where you get all your major teams out there with as many home runs as you can hit. But for us at the 16-inch level, it's no glove national, which you'll probably get a phone call for now, Billy, after being on this show and talking about how far you can hit the ball. Someone's going to call you to play. And you'll probably get a call from a couple different people that play Papa Hops. So this is a recruiting piece for a lot of people. So, those are, two of our bigger tournaments, and to be part of that is cool. So, appreciate you harping on that. And I see my guy Wes Vape says we know each other. You guys were teammates before at a certain level, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've played a couple of tournaments and league nights together.
So if you were teammates with Wes, did you put on his batting gloves?
I can't say I did. What's up with his batting gloves?
He has those yellow batting gloves. I actually
Kyle
had a chance to wear it one time, and I mean I got a hit. I mean that's obvious, but other than that, it was an awesome experience. Wes wasn't too happy though.
No.
He had to go out the next morning and buy new batting gloves. So
I know my man likes his vapes a lot.
Yeah. Give it away by his name.
Yeah.
He loves it. But yeah, Jim, what else you got for Bill here?
Yeah, but before I get to my last question, right, what we always have, I want to ask you about. I know you're going into 12-inch, and I know you've played some 16-inch, but out in the 16-inch world, and we're going to kind of shuffle it back to 16-inch. What do you think about the game of 16-inch in general, just compared to 12-inch? Like, just overall, what's your opinion on the difference, or just what's your opinion on the game between 16-inch and 12-inch? Like, I know you play 12-inch because you can hit far home runs stuff like that. But like, what is the difference? Like, in your opinion, like why would you choose 12-inch over 16-inch when you're a Chicago person?
Yeah. So obviously 12-inch has my heart, but reason I do 12 over 16 is simply like you said, the home run factor.
Yeah.
There's just something about hitting that ball 400, 450 that just
Makes you happy.
makes you feel good inside. Whereas a 16-inch, you missed it just a little bit, it's a fly out.
Makes you look like that.
Yeah. 16-inch, you got to be crafty. You got to be able to cut that ball, hit gaps, run hard. Especially not using a glove. As a baseball player, I don't know. I chose the sport where I could use a glove.
Right.
It's a little easier for me to catch the ball that way. Yeah, I do want to play more 16-inch this year. The times I did play this year, I had a lot of fun with it. All the teammates I've ever have had surrounded me were always good guys. I've always enjoyed myself. Plus, I want to hit a couple more home runs this coming year, so that's on the to-do list.
I mean, you could hit for Donnie on signature. I'm sure they won't bat him.
People do that. That's a thing.
I'm telling you, Donnie can swing the bat. At least in 12-inch, he can
Thank
nuke
you.
it.
Thank
Donnie,
you.
who's your biggest supporter when we're around Beethoven?
You.
Yeah.
Most of the time. When we're on camera doing this show, not you. Other people. That's okay. That's neither here nor there. I'm sure, Bill, to add to your answer, though, I'm sure the travel is really cool, too. Traveling for 12-inch and playing all over the place. That's not something that we do. I know we go to Yuma. We go to maybe Scottsdale and play, or there's tournaments out in Vegas, out on the West Coast in California. But 12-inch, the travel is probably really fun to be a part of that. Obviously, with your team getting that covered is pretty darn cool. But
yeah. There's something about going out with a group of 12 to 15 of the fellas on your team for a weekend. It's always a fun time, regardless of where you're at. Whether it's Vegas or Florida, it's always a good time.
Yeah, that is cool.
Always a little too much fun.
But yeah, man, I don't have anything else in terms of questions for Billy. You kind of touched on everything, and Jim, you asked some great questions too. So you can bring them to the last one if you'd like. But yeah, Billy, you did a great job answering what I've got for you, and we didn't make it too difficult on you, hopefully.
We kept it PG-13, which is perfect.
Hey, Donnie, before I get to my last question, we just had a guy who's been drinking all night a lot. Jake,
That's my guy.
Says, I got Donnie having a higher batting average this year than Jimmy in the summer series.
That's great. I'm all for it. I love the support.
So wait a minute. Are we going to say you get 5 at bats and I got to get 50? And if you go 3 for 4 or something like that, like, does that count? Or are we talking about?
That's a hell of an average.
Oh yeah.
That's an average. I don't make the rules.
We gotta. If you want to make that bet, I'll gladly take that bet.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't care. What have I got to lose?
I still owe you a steak dinner with our wives.
Correct, because I hit a home run off of him, Billy.
No, not a home run. That's not because that's not why. We lost a bet.
But I did at home.
We lost a bet in the Dome last year. And we just at a time because Donnie's schedule, as you know, we do hot dog reviews.
Correct.
Okay? And we're going to be doing our 3rd hot dog review coming up this week, and we'll be posting it over the course of the next couple of weeks. It's all based around Donnie's schedule. I don't know if you know this, Wild Bill. Maybe I should bring you with me. You probably eat about 15 hot dogs on a dinner.
That's what we can do for our home run derby. The winner or the loser pays for the all-you-can-eat hot dogs. Bingo.
There you go. Maybe we'll have you on one of our reviews. It'd be fantastic. So
without a bun, I'm down.
You guys heard it here. Donnie is betting me that he will have a higher average than me.
Raw dogging.
What is the summer series? Is that just the tournaments?
No, I believe so. Yeah, that's the thing that Gio puts together.
That's the thing that Gio runs, right?
Correct.
Oh, 100% we're doing that then. If Gio runs it, we're all for it. So we're definitely doing it. So,
go
ahead.
Get
to our last question. Yeah. So my last question, I know you're a big fan of the show, Billy. You're a fantastic fan. You watch us all the time. That last question is, if you had one thing that you could change in softball today, so obviously with you playing 12-inch or even 16-inch, whatever one you want to talk about, what is something that you would change today to make the game better or possibly bring it in to make the game better that they currently don't do now?
Ooh, That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'll start with 16-inch. I'll say instead of a 0-0 count, go into a 1-1 count. Just speed it
Okay.
up
You're
just a
saying
little bit,
all the time.
all the time. All the
Okay.
time. That's one of the reasons why I like 12-inch. It's a little more faster paced. 16-inch, 0-0 takes just a little bit longer. I like that 1-1, keep the game nice and upbeat. As far as an overall perspective, though, ooh, in all sanctions of softball, allow more pump fake for the pitcher. I think
So,
it just makes the game entertaining. You go crazy on the mound, doing all sorts of cool pump fakes. I think that's cool. Some leagues don't allow it. Every league kind of has their different rule. I'd say whatever league you're playing, unlimited pump fakes, just to make the game. I don't know. They gives it a
yeah,
cool
so
look.
the your first point was 1 count. So now we do go certain lights in the winners bracket times, not all the time. They most of the time they do because faster. Is that why you're saying speed up the pace of the game of 16? Games only take an hour.
Yeah,
We're 60 hours.
yeah, it just adds a little bit more action. Even from a defensive perspective, if you're a guy standing in the field, just keeps the pace of play a little more, just a little higher.
That in 12-inch too. Do you correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so you're saying do that. Donnie's having a lot of trouble, but well, that's the second piece to what you want to elaborate a little more on that.
I think I'm losing you just a little bit, Jimmy. Give me 1 second
Okay.
here. Try saying that again.
I said a little bit on the second piece of the game of 16 and softball, or
I lost you again. Let me try one more time. Let me hear it one more time.
okay. What I was saying is
Sorry.
you change about the game? You gave me 1 count. What would that be?
Donnie, can you hear him?
You are cutting out a little bit, Jim. Your voice is kind of going in and out there. I know I had trouble with the connection for a second, so I was trying to hop back on. Jimmy, you are cutting in and out, so why don't you hop off really quick and then jump back on?
Jump back on.
Yeah, it didn't work right there either.
Now he's just frozen.
Yeah, look at him, frozen solid.
Yeah, he had your boys' pictures on here earlier. Now we got to get one of him.
Yeah, picture of Staples.
Yeah.
Your boys.
How do I
There you go. Try now.
sound now? Am I better?
There we go. That's much better.
Okay,
That's
sorry
better.
about that. Right. Is we question you mentioned, so can't hear me?
It's still cutting in and out pretty good.
Okay.
It's all good. Yeah. Hey, Bill, what's up?
What's up, buddy? How we doing?
Good, man. Well, Jimmy's gonna hop back on here in a sec. I know his mind was racing with thoughts, so we want to hear him out for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to, while I got you alone, thank you for hopping on here, man, and I appreciate you taking all your time out of here. So, I like I said, got a pleasure to meet you this year, playing in the Rosemont Dome, and people still don't believe that I play softball in the Rosemont Dome with a 12-inch ball, because obviously the balls fly pretty darn far out there. But there you go. Give it a shot, Jim.
I'm gonna try again.
There you
Can
go.
you guys hear me?
You're good.
So what I was saying was I just wanted you to elaborate a little more on the second half of your question of what I asked you about changing the game of softball. So can you get into a little bit about that? Because I think Donnie missed it too.
Yeah, so were you meaning how I think it'd be cool to add more pump fakes to it? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
The more pump fakes and kind of what you do, because both Donnie and I are pitchers. So I think it's interesting to talk about that a little bit. Because I think it's 12-inch, you only have 5 seconds, correct?
Yes, 12-inch you get 5 seconds, but depending on what league you're in, especially ASA, which is a different sanction of 12-inch, you can't pump fake at all.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, when me and Donnie go to play in Rosemont, we don't pump fake. At least,
Yeah.
At 16, I think you get, what is it? You get 2 pumps, and after that, the third one, you got to pitch it, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I just think more freedom to the pitcher, where you get 5 seconds, and during that 5 seconds, you can do whatever you want with the ball.
That's not honestly, Donnie. It's not. That's a new one. We've never had that answer.
That is new. It is new. We've had all kinds of answers to that question too, and that's definitely a new one for us.
Yeah. So you're probably about the 57 guests that we've had on the show.
Oh, way more.
I'm glad I can be a little original.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're 69, dude. You don't know, right?
Even better.
But either way, do you have any questions for Donnie and I? Hey, he's Wild Bill, dude. He's
You're
Wild
right.
Bill for a reason.
You're right.
So
No, I don't got no question for you boys, but thank you for having me on, man. I had a lot of fun.
come on, man. You got to have one question for Donnie and I. Like,
Man.
You don't have to.
Okay. I got one.
there we go.
Jimmy, when and where for our home run derby?
Well, it'd have to be in Joliet.
Okay. When?
Because afterwards we're going to go to my bar. We're going to have a good time. So, Donnie, when you want to do this thing? Do you want to do it in the cold?
No.
Want to do it when it like turns 50, 60 degrees out one day on a nice day when we know nobody's going to be out there? We can't wait till summer.
Yeah.
We could do it in a day in March. Usually a day in March we hit 50, 60 degrees. It wouldn't be a bad. Maybe the wind will be blown out to help me a little bit. Obviously, But is Donnie gonna pitch with he's got to pitch with an L screen in front of him?
Hell yeah. I'm not getting killed out there doing that.
I'll bring the screen. I'll bring the balls.
There, my man. And we'll go out.
Well, thank God, because we don't have either of those items. So
we will go
God
out and then we'll hit it onto the football field over there.
Yep,
I know
complex. That's what you're talking about. Yep.
Yep. So we can see how far you can hit it onto the field.
I've put a couple in the parking lot before, so we'll have some fun with it.
I mean, and then what I'll do is I'll bring a camera guy so that he can film it.
There we go.
While we're doing this, and we'll be live on the air. We'll try to use our mics, Donnie. We'll use our mics and
that'll be cool.
So we'll make it happen in March. Why not, right?
I like it.
I'm in. Sounds awesome.
Cool.
That's a good question. Good question. I thought maybe you're going to ask why Donnie plays for Signature.
Okay. Why would
we don't play on the same team? That's what I thought he was going to ask us.
Okay.
I never would have asked it, but now I'm curious. Why is that?
Why don't we play on the same team?
Yeah.
Because he would probably be pretty mean to me, and I wouldn't want to be on that team. Pretty straightforward.
I'll tell you.
Well, no, Jimmy and I play the same position. Jimmy and I both pitch. So why have two great pitchers on one team when you can individualize them, right, Jim? Is that a better answer?
That is true. And Wild Bill, you know how much I do for this man over here? And I get no respect, Wild Bill.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Did you teach him how to hit?
No.
I need to. Yes, I will. Maybe that'll be my goal. Problem is, though, he'll probably go to we'll have it planned, and then Spencer called me, so I got to run.
Yeah. Bill Spencer's my shortstop on my team, and I'll do anything for that man. So that's just how it goes,
Yeah.
Makes sense. I got some of my boys I'm the same way with.
Just man crush.
That's right. But yeah, Bill, thanks very much, man. Like I said, we appreciate you a ton for coming on the show and some great stories, some good insight on some stuff. So we just appreciate you a ton, man.
Cool.
Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, fellas.
All right.
I'll see you guys
later. Thank you so much. Oh, actually, Rich Rizzo just brought up a good point. Mentioned that Jimbo Lovato from the Jimbos passed away. So he was I believe he played on the Crush too. For some of the younger viewers, they might not know him. I believe he's a Bridgeport guy. I'm not too familiar with him. Not really. I don't know much details about him or the wake service, but I did hear through the grapevine he did pass. Obviously, condolences to go out to him and his family. So thank you, Rich Rizzo, for that as well. Donnie.
Yeah.
My question now to you.
Hit me.
Okay. We have to ask our fans, what is the next hot dog place we're going to visit? And we have to talk a little bit about Chickies. We haven't had a chance to since we went out to Chickies. We rated it an 8.5, which was I thought was a great hot dog. The cannoli shake was even better that they gave us.
It was good.
That was phenomenal. Okay. And I think overall it was an incredible visit. They welcomed us with open arms. They shared our video. That video is over 15 or 20,000 views out there in the market. So people have been ringing up and asking me where to go next. So Mark Manizzi says Fat Johnny's on Western. We got Henry's and Cicero. We got Chuckles. I don't know what Chuckles is.
Chuckles. Rich Rizzo said Chuckles. Not sure what that is.
Maybe that's one in Arizona. I don't know. But we have to pick a place, and I think it's only fair that our fans pick the place, right?
That's a really good idea. Really good idea. So
because it's so hard, isn't it so hard every week to go and pick a hot dogs place? We did say we want to go do Super Dogs, so we're gonna make a plan to go out to do Super Dogs. That is probably going to be one of our next 2 stops. We got Chris Dagg's favorite place, Reed Hot. What does it say? Chris Dagg's favorite place is
Reed Red Hots.
Reed Red Hots. I don't know what. No, I'm not sure where that is, Roberto. Is that a place in the city or Rosemont? We got to find out where that is. Anything else, Donnie, that you want to touch really quick? I know we got a couple minutes left here of the show.
Man, I just appreciate the support from Chickies. Did post us on their page. They tagged all their followers and they got a ton of views on that video. So appreciate that a lot. And, trying to get out to more of these establishments and take some, the hot dog reviews to the next level. Ran Red Hots and Des Plaines. Never heard of that, but that's another kind of up north place.
So it looks like Henry's is going to be the winner for tonight. That's been the multiple comments from multiple people. It is back in our old stomping grounds of Cicero.
Yeah, that's right.
We're definitely going to go there. So we're going to hit Super Dogs, and then after that, we're going to hit Henry's and Cicero.
I love it.
So
I love that.
Those will be the next stop. So I'll have to get with you on your schedule and figure out what we're looking at. Okay, over the course, because you're so busy. I don't know how you manage your schedule, Donnie, with you being so busy.
I'm a busy guy. You knew this. Yeah. And then you'll say something like, you don't know what busy is.
You really don't. You have no idea. I promise you when I tell you that.
There you go. Gene and Jude's is another one. Everyone knows Gene and Jude's. That's a staple. But happy to go out there for sure. We should do that place justice and add it to the list. So Super Dogs, Henry's, and then Fat Johnny's. My guy Mark Manizzi said Fat Johnny's. But yeah, really cool list of hot dog places.
I'm gonna end with a question for you. As we're rolling up to the season for 16 in softball, what are you looking most forward to for this season? As a player?
It's a great question, Jim. I like that question a lot. Being in better shape is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Being able to, be more athletic on the mound. And then obviously being with Signature a second year, how the guys mesh in year 2 is going to be great to see for us. Going to work out on Sundays with the team, going to eat with the guys. I think we have really good chemistry. So to see how that grows now in year number 2. But yeah, kind of took care of the body a little bit in the off season, and I feel a whole lot better. So to see how that kind of plays out. If I, get the opportunity to hit a little bit more, I definitely want to improve on that. But how the hell we're going to do this year, I think we're going to be damn good. And we've got a great group of guys. So just pumped about those things right there. How about yourself? I know you're on a new team that you haven't been with. So, coming from Hex for the last couple of years and now moving to 45s, what you got to be excited about that.
Well, I'm going to start doing, we got, like, to your point, trying to get in shape and stuff like that. Starting to run, starting to do those type of things. The legs are your most important thing when you get older. You'll realize that. So you got to keep your legs in somewhat decent shape. And so that's what I'm looking forward to over the next 6 weeks, right? But at the same time, up until I go to Arizona, we go to Arizona, I believe, the 13th of March. So we're about 4 or 5 weeks out from that tournament. That's kind of a good test to see how I feel. And then from there, we move forward into the 45 season. And what I'm looking most forward to, I think, is probably, well, of course, I want to win tournaments, right? One of the reasons why I made the move is not because I don't think Hex can win, but I want to be in the weekend. I want to win, right? And I think it's something that those guys on that team take it a little more serious, to the point of next level serious, to want to win tournaments, right? It means something to a lot of those guys from what I've seen. Now, could my opinion be different when the year's over? Sure. We don't know until you play with people, but from what I see looking in, I think our team, the 45s, we want to win. We show up to win, and that's really what it comes down to. And I'm at the point of my life where it means a ton. I've won every tournament you could probably win in softball, so it's not a move because I want to chase a championship, but I just want to win. I want to be a part of a culture, and I want to be part of a team that is going to show up to the field. And we were just talking about schedules, right? If I'm taking time away from my family, and I'm taking time away from my business, and I'm taking time away from the Dome, and I'm taking time away from what I do in life, my job, my kids, I want to show up to the field if I'm taking time away, knowing that we're there to win. And I think that group that I'm joining is that way. So I know 4 of them right off the top of my head. I've played with them enough to know that's what it's about. So that's what I'm looking most forward to. Having the same type of attitudes around me that want to win. And whether I'm pitching, playing short center, playing catcher, playing third, playing short because Nate can't catch, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And and I know, Nate's the best shortstop in softball, but I to the point, I don't really care in regards to, where I play or what I do. I just want to be there and I'm hopefully be able to contribute to a team that's going to win. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think when you get to my age, I think that's what you want to do, and you'll be there at some point, right? So there's my answer, Cousin Donnie.
Yeah, it's a good answer, man. It's nice to see that, you put a lot of time into going to these games, and now you're with a squad that's going to reciprocate that. Not saying that, some of the Hex guys weren't, but some of the Hex guys weren't last year. And
No.
It's true. And they'll probably say the same thing. So it'll be cool to see kind of how you fit into that team, and I'm more than excited for the upcoming couple months with these guys.
Yeah, and the other thing is the drive, right? I don't live close to either field.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the car 45 minutes most of the nights to get to those fields. So, that's something that I think, that means something too, right? So it's a lot of time. I mean, for me to go play a 1-hour game, it's really 4 hours of my day.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely get out to Superdog next. So hopefully anyone from Superdog is watching. Well, we got one more question. Randy Nelson says, any softball news?
Oh, Randy said, where is Fat Jason going? He's going to the High Y. He's committed to High Y.
Well, I heard High Y might not have a team now. Is that true?
I don't know that much.
I'm hearing no team. I'm hearing team. I'm hearing no team. I know Little Dave left now. I'm hearing he left the team. Kelly left the team. The coach, one of the coaches.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing multiple layers of players leaving. I mean, I guess Jason's going there, but where else are they? What else is going on, right?
That's a great question. We better check in with somebody from High Y and see how things are going over there.
Well, I would love to get KJ on, right?
Yeah.
KJ, I think he's been on our show before, but way back in the day, he was on our show. I know Little Dave's been on our show, but Little Dave's not on the team anymore.
We've had Trey on the show before. Trey's another member of that team for right now, and it'd be interesting to see what's going on with those guys.
Yeah, so if maybe someone could drop a comment, in the show here, once we get off, it says no, High Y not going away. So that's from our boy Dave Butterfield. And here, Donnie will leave on this. If anyone's not doing anything, our boy Chris Harrison's running a tournament out by Papa Magoo's Friday night. come on out, hang out with us, right? I know you won't be there because it's not for you. You can't support me, right, Donnie?
Why? Why do you make me look like such a jerk on this show?
Oh man,
I don't play a ton of co-ed, honestly. I did
no,
get asked to
I don't
play.
either.
I did get asked to play in that tournament, but unfortunately, a little bit late notice. Can't really get out there. Yeah, I don't really do a ton of co-ed, just kind of here and there. But yeah,
I'm
not.
gonna try to hook up those mics again. Try to see what we can do with that. That'll be cool. You know, I'm sure your boy Gio will be out there. So hopefully Gio sees this. He can give me a call before he comes out. So
You mean you want him to ask you before he goes to your dome?
well, isn't that his rule? We have to call him first, right?
Depends.
So
Depends on who's doing it.
maybe he can call us before he comes out, and maybe we can start 2025 off on the right foot. What do you think, Donnie?
No chance.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate
All
you
right,
guys watching the Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show, sponsored by the Beacon Tap. We'll see you guys